Yes, here we are once again. Cannabis News. I'm your host, Joe Klare. It's January 27th, 2020. The show, as always, presented to you by the Marijuana Times. MarijuanaTimes.org is where you can find us. Click the video tab there to find the show. A bunch of great articles as well. MarijuanaTimes.org. Today we're talking about New Mexico legalization, the governor being a very vocal supporter of said legalization. Also, the Chicago Housing Authority. Give you an update on that story about their stance toward state legal, medical, and recreational marijuana users and federal law. Update on that. And Oklahoma legislators want to fiddle with the medical marijuana law further, as I predicted they would do, and it was an easy prediction to make because that's what lawmakers do. They will continue to want to fiddle with what has been a very successful program in a very short amount of time in Oklahoma. Talk about all that coming up. But first, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides grow safe and poison-free with Natureside. Don't use harmful chemicals or banned pesticides. Be regulatory compliant in the state that you are growing in. You can do all of these things with Natureside, nature-side.com. Proud sponsor of Cannabis News. Thank you, Natureside, for your continued support. This first story by Julia Granowitz and MarijuanaTimes.org. New Mexico governor pushing for lawmakers to legalize cannabis. Governor Grisham last year appointed the Cannabis Legalization Working Group, which was a task force assigned to study potential legalization for the state. Now, House Bill 160 was introduced thanks to the work of that task force as the product of public meetings and 200 pages of comments from citizens of the state. New Mexico Governor Grisham said in a press release, quote, "The legislature has the opportunity to pass the largest job creation program in New Mexico in a decade. Skeptics have been right to preach study and patience. I agree with their caution, and that's why we haven't been rushed into this issue. But if we are clear-eyed about the risks, we have to be clear-eyed about the opportunity. The proposed bill, among other things, will require all cannabis products to be tested, ensuring that they are free of contaminants. Products would need to be clearly labeled with their THC content. It would also require that advertisements are not targeted toward youth in any way, and require investment in law enforcement training for identifying impaired driving of all kinds. It would also create an initiative for dismissal of cases involving cannabis-related crimes. Only a 30-day session in New Mexico, so whether or not that happens is a big if, and but it's something we'll know quite soon if the session, of course, ends without anything happening or without legalization being advanced and passed and becoming law. I don't know. We have to wait till next year, unless they use some mechanism to get it on the ballot. But very short session in New Mexico. So if you want to contact your state legislators in the state and you live in New Mexico, well, you better get to it after this show. Watch the rest of this video and then go do it. This next story from WGNTV.com. As I said, an update on a story we've done a couple times on the show. Chicago Housing Authority relaxes recreational marijuana policy. Could say they chilled out on it. Come on. I'm allowed a few of those. Chicago is still dealing with some hurdles in the new recreational marijuana marketplace now that pot is legal in Illinois. Chicago Housing Authority has relaxed its hardline approach to the drug. Most legal customers can buy marijuana at dispensaries, then use it at home. For those living in subsidized housing that is governed by federal law, cannabis is still criminal. Last year, CHA sent letters to their 63,000 households warning residents that families could be evicted for cannabis violations. We covered that story at the time. We also covered the pressure from Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to take a less heavy-handed approach. The CHA Board of Commissioners approved a revised policy that provides protections. In response to that, the updated policy now says each cannabis complaint will lead to a, quote, consideration of relevant facts on a case-by-case basis, which is good. This is the notion that there's going to be a blanket ban on federal housing participants in Chicago when it comes to cannabis, something that's legal in the state and is being sold legally, in some cases down the street from them. They're going to be in trouble for that when other people aren't is a bit ridiculous. And, reasonable. Until legalization laws are good enough to where we don't have to worry about this, reasonable people can come together, hopefully, and kind of work these issues out and not punish people for doing something that's legal in the city and the state that they live in. That seems, I don't know, self-evident, I guess, but no, it's not. It's not. Something they're not doing anything illegal in the state or the city they're living in. They still get into trouble, of course, because of federal law. CHO officials will work with residents, participants, applicants, and landlords to provide information and guidance in their efforts to exercise their rights under local law without jeopardizing their housing under federal law. So there you go. An update on that story out of Chicago. This last story from Oklahoman.com. Oklahoma legislators seek medical marijuana restrictions. Transparency. Some GOP state legislators want to ban billboards advertising medical marijuana, prevent future dispensaries from being located near churches, and bring more transparency to the state entity that oversees Oklahoma's medical marijuana program. Those legislators have pre-filed bills to regulate the state's fledgling medical marijuana industry, some of which already have medical marijuana supporters up in arms. We've talked about Oklahoma and their medical marijuana program a lot on the show, and I've said probably at least quite a few times that, and this goes for all lawmakers, they're not going to be happy with anything, no matter how successful it is, no matter how well it's working. There needs to be restrictions. They have to have control somehow. That's why many of them get in this business in the first place. They become lawmakers, not out of some sense of duty or, the common good, or I'm going to be a public servant, or blah, 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 or any of that horse crap. They get it because they get into it because of this innate need in them to control things and control other people. And this is a perfect example. The medical marijuana program, they've already screwed with it enough with the Unity bill, and now they want more because they're always going to want more. There's always going, well, we got to do this, and maybe we do this, and we don't want, billboards near churches, which, who cares? What people who go to church are so, they see a billboard and they'll be like zombies and they'll walk to the local dispensary and buy some marijuana. They say they don't want to, target it at youth and are afraid of what youth will think, but youth can't go in there and buy any marijuana, so why do you care? Anyway, Senate Bill 1257 will prohibit medical marijuana from being advertised on billboards anywhere in the state. Allen did not return a call seeking comment, but others have complained about the billboards that have spread to even the most rural parts of the state. Really, have they? By that billboard right there in that picture, it says pre-roll, $5. Is that offends you so much? Seeing the words pre-roll for $5, you some kind of meltdown? You have a problem with the billboard? Chip Paul, who wrote the medical marijuana petition in Oklahoma voters passed in 2018, said people in the medical marijuana industry have discussed the billboards issue often as business has boomed across the state. We all agree that there's a line there, but what is the appropriate line is debatable. A proposal by Representative Jim Olson will prohibit future medical marijuana dispensaries from being located within 1,000 feet of churches or other places of worship. His idea came from a local pastor who was worried about how the businesses would influence children attending worship, Olson said. How would it influence them? Let's think about that. It's not going to make them go buy marijuana from the dispensary because they can't, because they're too young. So we've established that. So they can't actually go buy marijuana from a dispensary or a retail shop or any of the above because they're not old enough. So they'll see a billboard and they'll say, some adults buy marijuana, just like some adults buy beer. Some adults drive. There's a lot of things that adults do that children can't do, and this is one of them. They'll see a billboard and they'll say, there's adults use marijuana. They get a pre-roll for $5. If you think knowing about $5 pre-rolls is going to damage your child, I don't know what's wrong with you. You seem damaged. The stupidity of this. You can't have a dispensary near a church. Why? So somehow magically, if a dispensary is at 999 feet from your church, it's a danger to your parishioners, but it's 1,001 feet. Well, it's cool. It's cool beans with the baby Jesus. That's idiotic. It's idiotic. Are you saying your parishioners are so stupid? If they see a dispensary, they may wander in there to get some marijuana? They also mentioned later in this article that they don't want kids getting the message that marijuana will help you with your problems. Oh yeah, God forbid they get that message. We wouldn't want that to get to children. The same children we give Zoloft to and Ritalin and all kinds of other garbage. We want them getting the message that marijuana could somehow help their ailments when they get older. No. No. It is forbidden. Yeah, Representative Jim Olson, a Republican, he said, we don't really want children to think that marijuana is the answer to their problems. Yeah, we wouldn't want that. We wouldn't want children to know about the medical and medicinal and healing capabilities of marijuana because, I don't know, we don't want kids to know about things that will help them when they get older. I guess I missed that memo. We're just going to keep these secrets from kids. Screw those kids. They get older. We got pills. That's it, man. You may have heard about marijuana when you were a kid. You may have saw a billboard or something. Forget that. No. We got these pills. That's it. And they're going to keep screwing with medical marijuana in Oklahoma and with ridiculous restrictions and regulations, and you just can't leave it alone. Just can't leave it alone. Can't let sick people go to a store and buy some weed to help them sleep or pain or whatever. They just can't. They can't leave it alone. They can't let strangers go to a store and buy some weed. They got to stick their grubby little hands in it. Oh, I'm a local lawmaker. I'm a state lawmaker. I'm so special. No, you're not. You're a loser. You are a loser. You're a politician. You're a lawmaker. You're a bureaucrat. You couldn't make it in the real world for the most part. You are a loser. Anyway, thanks everybody for checking out Cannabis News. It's start of a new week here at Marijuana Times, the Marijuana Times, marijuanatimes.org. Thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Thanks for watching and listening and spreading the truth about cannabis with this show. Please continue to do so. Like and comment and share and all that good stuff. Subscribe on YouTube, the Marijuana Times. Almost 3,000 subscribers. Thanks everybody for watching and listening today. We'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.